can't believe it.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Look Into It. Tonight, we're getting into everything. Illuminati, the Orsini family, everything from the man, the myth, Santos, BONACCI. What's up, Santos?
Hey, brother. Love you, man.
Love
Thanks.
you too, man. Thank you for doing the show, man. You were my number one guest. You were in episode number one. I don't know if you remember that. And that's I think that might have the most views. So you're the man. So I thought, okay, we got to do round two. We're gonna do round three, round four. So much has happened. So much has happened since it's been about a year and a half since we've spoken. And
well, guess what? Today, because you gave me that episode one, I posted it today about 2 hours ago. It's already had 3,000 hits.
That's awesome.
I don't even remember what I said in there. So I haven't had the time to listen to it. I just released it.
That's awesome, man. Because I don't go back and listen to my podcast rarely. I rarely do. If I want to prove something, yes, but I do podcasts and then I move on. I don't even want to look back. I just keep looking forward, man. A lot has happened. You moved to Mexico, correct?
Yeah, that's 3.5 years ago, dude.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay.
Remember at the studio in Los Angeles in February of 2020, I said, I'm off to Mexico.
Yeah, that's right. So how is it in Mexico? I mean, because Mexico is, and I'm Mexican, right? And I'm well aware, and my family's well aware that Mexico can be dangerous. I mean, a lot. Would you agree that not most, maybe the whole Latin America is corrupt, and it's like there's like no way out of it. It's like they're third world countries, and the corruption is so deep and vast that there's just no way to save those countries, right? Isn't it kind of dangerous to live there? I know someone who just got killed there, a friend of mine living in Playa del Carmen. He got murdered. So scary, right?
Dude, it is if you attract that, if you go there. Mate, we're living in a different world, you and I. I don't see, there's shootouts in San Cristobal here pretty much every second day. When I get a taxi ride, the taxi drivers are always saying, oh man, things are fucked up. There's no tourists. There's shootouts every fucking day. Someone's getting killed. But I'm only 5 minutes away. I'm living in complete bliss. Mexico, I mean, I love Mexicans. Since I was a little boy, I've been destined to come to Mexico. I know the true history about Cortez and how they brought the Inquisition here. And I know the true history of Mexico. It breaks my heart. Such one of the greatest people, the Mexica people of history. My God, what they've given to the world. There's a rapper from Peru called Immortal Technique.
Yes, I know him.
The Philosophy of Poverty. That's my anthem.
Wow. So what about mainstream Mexican history that's taught in U.S. schools? What do they got wrong? What was it wrong? Because like the Spanish came, they conquered the Incas, they conquered the Mayans and the Aztecs. They tried to shove Christianity down their throats. If they didn't accept, they chopped their heads off. They sacrificed them. What part of that is bullshit?
Dude, it depends on what timeline. There've been many Mayan timelines, brother. I'm living in the densest indigenous part of Mexico, Chiapas, right in the south. It's so dense with indigenous, beautiful people. I've got an indigenous woman who cleans my house every Thursday. She's a darling, Dolores. Mario, he's not indigenous, but he works for me 6 days a week. I mean, when I ask for an assistant 6 days a week, someone to go around doing shopping, because I don't like going driving around. I want to stay at home. Mario is his name. So when I interviewed him for the job, he asked for 1,300 pesos. And I thought, oh, fuck, man. I laughed. I said, listen, for a start, I'm going to pay you 2,000 pesos and see how you go. And they're so good. They're such good people. Mexicans are the best people. They're the best people. I had a girlfriend here, Julieta, the best goddess I've ever been with in my life. She worshipped me. I was abusive, and so I lost her. But that's another story. But now, and then, so after a couple of months, I said to Mario, because I realized how good he was and I didn't want to lose him, I upped his income, his salary to 2,500 pesos. He's laughing, man. That's double the wage when you're working for a fucking angry boss. That's double. He's getting double the wage working for me, and he's been working for me since February. I'm so like easygoing with him, and he's so relaxed with it. He loves me. Every now and then I throw him 1,000 pesos to buy presents for his little boy Santi. His little boy is called Santi, you know, and I'm Santos, so it's so fucking cute. And so and he always showers me. So every time there's I have a birthday, like on March the 24th, he brought me a birthday gift. When they've got the Holy Week, he brings me the Mexican. Look what he brought me. This is from the last festival. I mean, this is how me and Mexico. I'm Mexican, man. I mean, people in Australia growing up, they used to call me. They had a gracias in Australia was grassy ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all the Spanish that came to us to Australia, I got picked on as an Italian. I was picked on. We always used to call them grassy asses. Oh, there's another grassy ass, you know.
But, so tell me about the history of Mexico that fascinates you the most. I want to know. I want to know where I came from. All I know is we were Aztecs, and then the Spanish came and took over and made everyone Catholic. That's all I know. And you're saying there's there's been multiple not stages, but multiple eras of the Mayans and the Aztecs. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, brother. Look, I met a woman, a Spanish woman, who's lived in on the Caribbean for 20 years. Very, 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 very special woman. She was traveling the world, and everyone was telling her, "Have you seen Santos BONACCI's work yet? I've got an idea that you'll like it." So she heard this once. Then she went to another country, and her very best friend said, "Are you watching Santos BONACCI videos?" Anyway, after the 5th freaking time, this woman who's very famous in Barcelona, she's she's a famous woman. She said, "Fuck, this is the 5th fucking time that someone says I have to watch Santos BONACCI." Anyway, she found out that I was living in Puerto Morelos and she's in Playa del Carmen, 20 minutes away, on the Caribbean. She calls me and says, "Santos, I have to meet you." And I've had many of these phone calls, you know. Yeah. But turned out this woman is very, very interesting. She was a healer. I had a couple of healing sessions with her, but she told me how she's been blessed in Mexico. She's actually gone to the Yucatan and she's gone under the earth to meet the original Mayans. She said she was given permission because of her spirit. Whoa. They don't give gringos. They don't see those Mayans that are hiding. That you're a gringo. You're not a fucking Mexican. You can tell you've got Spanish European blood.
I'm Mexican, right? Man. I want to meet these people. How can I convince them?
No, really hang on, Eddie. What I'm saying is you're Mexican. I know you are. What part of Mexico?
My mom is from Guadalajara and my dad is from Chihuahua.
Okay, northern. Okay, so those Mayans that are hiding that my friend saw, she said they were tall and blonde, the
Whoa,
true Mayans.
that's crazy.
She went under the earth, brother. She went. This woman is not a. She's had amazing mystical experiences in Mexico. She has met the minds that are in hiding, and they're waiting. So, and that's what I mean. Someone like you is a gringo. You're not indigenous.
Yeah, yeah. So what did she learn from them? What did they tell her?
Well, they told her that they are the real Mayans, and there's been many periods. This
Why
is
are they
not the
hiding?
first, because this is the Iron Age. We're as dumb as dog shit. We're killing each other. We're eating animals. As much as I love Mexico, I really don't like the way that they treat their dogs, man. They put them on a leash like this, and
Yeah.
the dog's sitting there crying all day long.
Hmm.
I want to show you how Mexican I am, man.
Okay.
This is going to prove it. I'm going to sing a song.
Okay.
One of the saddest songs I've known this since I was a little boy. Lila Downs sang it for me in 2008 when she came to Melbourne. I went backstage, and I said, I'm your best fan in Australia. Can you please sing Paloma Negra? And she goes, I'm sorry, it's not on the repertoire. I said, can you please do it for me? I'm in the front row. And she said, I'll do it for you, Santos. And she sang Paloma Negra, which her version is better than Chabela Vargas, Lola, all the other Mexican greats, right? So this is, I'm only going to do a few bars. I'm not going to
play as long as you want.
you, but this will prove to you
that you're Mexican.
Ya me canso de llorar y no amanece. Ya no sé si maldecirte o por ti rezar. Tengo miedo de buscarte y de encontrarte. Oh, Lila Downs' version is fucking the best. Donde me asegura mis amigos que te vas. You've got to put the cry, the Mexican cry. I love the way Mexicans have the funniest and the saddest songs. This is the saddest. I always cry when I play Paloma Negra. So anyway, that's just to show you that, man, I mean, I know all
that was beautiful, man. I actually just dropped an album, and I wrote a song, Mexican song too. It's called El Coyote. It's about it's a comedy parody culture jamming type of album, and so I wrote the song like sung through the eyes of a human trafficker. You know what a coyote is, right? The guys that bring the people across the border.
Yeah.
So it's a song. It's a song about that, and I made a music video for it. That's very confusing. There's like really no message in it. The only message is that I play a coyote in the video, and the only real there is no message. There is no message. The message is there's a lot of people coming through the border. It's not just Mexicans. There's black people, Middle Eastern, Asians. They're coming from everywhere. So that's kind of what it is about. Play it, Hibbler. Check this out. That's a confusing video.
Is that yours?
Yeah.
No.
That was me singing. That was me singing. That's my music video. I was the coyote.
Dude, that's the best freaking your mate. That's your calling. That's your calling. Make truth songs. Make truth songs.
Well, it's kind of like like the chorus of that. The chorus of that song, fuck the wall, I was hanging out with some liberal friends of mine, musicians, in the music business, two chick singers, and one of my friends who was the boyfriend. We were all like, I was at his house and they were all hanging out, and they think Trump is a psychopath. They think Trump is Hitler. They think they're super liberal. And I just had an acoustic guitar, and I'm like, what is the most liberal thing I could sing right now? And I went, fuck the wall. And they loved it. They were singing it. They're like, oh my God. They were singing a lot. They were beautiful singers too. And then I thought, okay, I got a chorus here. How am I going to finish this? But listen, I believe if in good people migrating. If you're a good person, you got kids, you're looking for a new life, and you're a good person, you're a hard worker, come on in. But if you're a criminal, if you're a rapist, you can't come in. It's really a no-brainer. So secure borders are important. We got to vet people. We can't just let everybody just walk through. You see what's going on now. So obviously, secure borders are a no-brainer. If you go back in 25 years, 15 years, 30 years, all the Democrats were like, oh, secure borders. Like Obama was all about secure borders. Everybody was about secure borders until Trump actually did something about it. Sam Tripoli and I are coming to your town. Catch us on the road doing tinfoil hat comedy. Follow me on Instagram at tinfoil hat comedy night. November 19th, we'll be in Dallas. Go to samtripoli.com for more information and to buy your tickets. See you on the road. So I had to make the verses about having empathy for a child smuggler. And like you read that, like the first verse is like, how am I supposed to traffic? How am I supposed to pay my rent? I got 14 shillings. I even say shillings. It's in the, I got 14 shillings. I have to move today. Fuck the wall. Let those Mexicans in. So it's just like and then I called it El Coyote. So it was clear that it was about a coyote. So it's like, and then I sang it in Spanish to let everybody know I'm Mexican. I'm just having fun. And it's just a crazy world, and common sense it will get you killed these days. You know what I mean? So it's like a weird culture jamming type song. And I made a music video for it.
Superstar, bro. Superstar. Hey, you know what? My son, you'll remember that I did a podcast with Killer Priest, my son and me, because my son at 15, he was already into Killer Priest.
What's Killer Priest?
Hey?
What's Killer Priest?
From Wu-Tang Clan, Killer Priest, the rapper.
Oh, I'm not, you know what? I know Wu-Tang Clan, but I don't know them individually. It's like RZA was Wu-Tang Clan, right? RZA was one of them?
Don't ask me, man. My son is a hip hop producer in Australia.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
Well, that's what I did for music. I've sold, over 200,000 albums.
Wow.
Of flamenco, Latin jazz fusion. Oh yeah, man.
That's badass. I knew you were a musician, but we never really got into that. We always went straight into Illuminati. We never really got into, like, I'm a musician, that's my first love, and that's why I moved to Hollywood, to conquer the music business. And I thought 100% I'm going to make it in music. I thought 100%. And then I was only doing jiu-jitsu just until I took over the music business. Like, oh, there's a great temporary job just to tide me over teaching jiu-jitsu and all that until I take over the music business. That shit never happened. But the jiu-jitsu grew, and I'm a jiu-jitsu guy now who does music on the side. I never thought it would end up like that, but I'm glad it did. I mean, the music business is so fucking disgusting and rotten and satanic that they almost had me. Thank God my music sucks. Otherwise, who knows? I'd be like, who knows, man? I'd be maybe a depressed former rock star trying to kill myself or something,
I know. Yeah. So anyway, my son's produced some great artists, and he's got a bit of a reputation now, and he's known also in the States. So he's coming to Los Angeles, I think, in about 2 months' time, and he's going to be hooking up with the biggest boys in rap, in hip hop,
Whoa.
Right now, he's
Whoa.
going to hook up and do some producing with them. Yeah, they love his work.
That's
So,
crazy.
yeah, I
That's
taught him.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I taught him music. I taught him how to speak 4 languages. Growing up, I
What's his
taught him.
main instrument? What instrument is he the most proficient at?
He's not an instrumentalist. He's a rap. He's a fucking good rapper, man.
Oh, he's a rapper.
Um,
Okay.
yeah. When I started doing my videos on sovereignty, he was putting sovereignty in his freaking songs in when he's
Ah,
15, 16, following Wu-Tang Clan, Tupac. He's a big fan
yeah.
of Tupac, my son. Anyway, my son is like the rappiest freaking hip hopist guy you'll ever fucking meet. And he's got so many friends. And all of his friends, all of his friends happen to know me. So every time he meets someone, they're like, Dio Bonacci? Do you know the guy Santos Bonacci? Yeah, that's my dad. Because he's got blue eyes.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't suspect it. But he's got a round head. He's Libran. I'm Aries. You're a Taurian, aren't you?
Yes. You could tell by my
Yeah.
head. We Taurus have
Um,
the biggest heads.
no. I can tell. I can just tell. You have the Venetian love eyes. The Venus, the cow eyes. You've got them, and you've got the neck. You've got the Taurus neck.
Oh, what does that mean? Fat neck?
Well, Aries rules the cerebrum. Taurus rules the cerebellum, the bull, the ram, and the bull. The
Hmm.
big brain, the small brain. This brain, this brain is for your senses and everything, so you can see where you're going. And this brain is the motor brain. This is what made you a great jiu-jitsu guy, because Taurus.
Hmm.
All Taurians are based in their cerebellum, their
Hmm.
body's motor brain. Whereas Aryans, they're all nervous like me. Cerebro nervous system is Aries. Yours is the endocrine system and the cerebellum. So, so we've got Jesus Christ, the Lamb of God, Aries, and we've got Krishna, the cowherd, Taurus. Funny how those two holy animals, the Lamb of God and the holy bull, belong to astrology, and they're both in the head. And the cerebrum is named after Aries, the cerebrum. And the cerebellum is the bull, the golden calf. And see, so that's why you always see the cerebrum. You're driving a car, right? Your cerebrum is looking, and you see a ditch. That's the cerebrum. It gives you that information. The cerebrum, the cerebellum, the bull now, the bull's got cojones. Big cojones. So what happens now is the cerebellum signals to your foot to slam on how hard to slam on the brake. It's not the cerebrum, it's the cerebellum. You see, that's why you thank Krishna, the cowherd. Thank you, Krishna, for saving me. And thank you, Christ, the good shepherd. Because the cerebrum, Ganesh, he is the good shepherd. Aries, always here. Aries. The good shepherd is always here. And the good bull, the holy cow, is always here. It's always the neck and the voice. Taurians are the best singers. By far, the best dancers. Gene Kelly.
I'm a pretty good dancer. I will admit that, but my voice sucks. Hey, you know what? Talking about astrology, I read somewhere, and I want to know what you think about this because I trust you when it comes to astrology. This guy was saying that there's billions of lights in the sky, the billions of stars, billions and billions and billions, and then there's billions of people. This guy is saying that each one of us is a star, one star, and we're just in this form right now, and we're connected to that star, and wherever that star is lined up in the sky, that that lines up with the astrology, astrological science and all that. And then when we die, we get shut off, and then we go back into our star. What do you think about that? That sounds pretty damn cool to me.
Well, dude, if you watch more of my videos, you'll learn this, right? See, those stars, they are our ancestors. So when we're born, we're called a young star. And then we become a mister. Some become masters. Our sisters become spinsters. Some become monsters, fraudsters, jesters, tricksters, disasters, imposters, superstars, rock stars, movie stars, pastor, minister. But everybody seems to be a fucking star, a youngster. Come on, youngster.
Yeah.
If you do well in your grades, I'll give you a golden star to take home. I'll give you 3 golden stars. You will be a star one day. We are stardust.
So you believe when we die, we go to the star that is there a star assigned to us? Like there's one star that like our family goes to that star? Like physically, how do you think it works?
Well, I don't think I know how it works because first of all, I've got direct knowledge, but I don't do opinions and secondhand knowledge. I don't give a fuck about anyone's opinions. I don't do opinions. Although people think I'm opinionated, they don't realize that they're not opinions. They are truth-based facts and verifiably, and it's truth. That's what I do. So, I went too far. I went too far.
No, tell me.
I lost my thought.
We were talking about like what happens when we die. Like, and I said, do we return to the star we came from? Is that what heaven is?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm a Neoplatonist. What's a Neoplatonist? Okay. They turned up around the 2nd century. Harmonius Saccus. This is 2,000 years ago.
Okay.
Remember, Plato was 800 years earlier than them. And they were Pythagoreans. They were the same thing. But what happened was you had a period, and then it was the Hellenic period, and syncretism was taught all over Alexandria, Corinth, Rome. Rome was syncretist. It was all syncretism. Yeah, until Constantine came and Christianized it. What was I saying? Yeah. What the Neoplatonists, my favorite Neoplatonist is the student of Plotinus, who is the most famous of all the Neoplatonists. Neoplatonists meaning the new Platonists, which turned up 500 years ago in the Renaissance as well. See, syncretism and Platonism, it just keeps turning up in history. It doesn't go away. And now, with my work, it's on steroids. So I'm a Neoplatonist, and the Neoplatonists were the best school, period. If you want to know your theology and philosophy, the Neoplatonists. There it is. That's what I've been teaching for 12 years. And they taught, like Plato and Pythagoras, that the souls come from the Milky Way through the primum mobile, which is, you see, we've got most flat earthers talk about a firmament. They don't talk about the dome or the vault of heaven. There's a firmament, which is the 8th sphere, which has all the stars in it. Then above that, the crystalline sea is the vault. And then the primum mobile is what we call the dome. That's the dome. It's a toroidal field. Okay, so you've got 10 of these Russian doll nested systems, right? So the first system, our soul, it is said, comes through the first ring, the primum mobile, Pluto. Then we're going concentrically, we're going down to the center, to the 0 point, okay, on Earth. So the souls come from the Milky Way galaxy. They hit the prima mobile, they hit the vault of heaven, the crystalline sea, then the firmament, and they become a star. And they project their starhood onto the earth. That's why they're called youngsters. And from there, they have to descend through the 7 planets. So we've gone through three already: the prima mobile, the dome, the crystalline sea, the vault of heaven, and the firmament, which is the 8th sphere. And then you've got the 7 planets. Saturn on the top, always the boss, the Lord of the Rings. So the Neoplatonists taught Porphyry, my favorite Neoplatonist, student of Plotinus. Well, what can I say? I'm probably the incarnation of him, if anyone, Porphyry. So he taught that then, see, 7 gods, the 7 planets, the 2 luminaries, sun and moon, and the 5, you got Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, sun in the middle. Pay attention, sun in the middle, heart chakra. You see, the Son of God has 12 disciples. Your heart chakra has 12 green petals. Well, well. That's a nice coincidence, isn't it? Your heart chakra, the sun. So Saturn is the crown chakra, Kronos. Jupiter is your pineal gland, Ajna. Mars is your throat, your blue chakra. And then you come to the green chakra and it's got 12 petals. Ooh. And it's called the sun. And then below that, you've got Venus, then Mercury, then the moon. So the moon is the monster that turns us into monkeys, moon energy, monkey, moon energy. See, we're monkeys.
Moon energy brings out like our primal instincts.
Well, think about it. Look at where the word moon is. See, the Neoplatonists taught that the moon is the ovaries of the solar system, whereas the sun is the portal out of here. It's a wormhole. The sun is not in the sky. It's you can't triangulate the sky. You can't do that. It's like you can't land a drone on a rainbow because the fucking rainbow is not fucking there. Yes, you see it. Yes, it's there, but it's not fucking there. It doesn't have an address, and it's a projection. Well, that's what the sun is. The sun is a condensed rainbow. Hello.
Wow.
I've
never heard it. I wonder about the moon and the sun and what they really are and how far away they really are, and they seem really close. The sun seems very close, not 93 million miles away.
They're in your head.
To compare them to a rainbow is beautiful. To compare it to a rainbow, it's fucking beautiful, man. That's never
Quetzalcoatl, the Mexican. I went to Amatlan in the mountains of Mexico. I went to Tepoztlan, and then 15 minutes from Tepoztlan is Amatlan, where Quetzalcoatl was born. I stood. That's how much respect I have for the Mexican gods. I know my Mexican history better than anyone. I'm gonna show you someone to follow in a minute that will teach you Mexican history, okay? And an indigeno who's making a lot of waves. He's telling the truth about the conquistadores. There was no conquista. The Spanish didn't come here to fucking build anything. They came here to steal all the gold from the Mexicans. Mexico was fucking Tartaria on steroids and still is. And I've proved it. In the last 4 years, I've done lives. I've been to Teotihuacan, Amatlan. I've been to San Miguel de Allende, Querétaro. Now I'm in San Cristobal. 3 years ago, I did Tartaria, San Cristobal. It's fucking Tartaria on steroids. They came to steal.
Now,
they came to steal and plunder.
That's kind of the mainstream narrative, though. The mainstream narrative was, yeah, they came, they took their gold, raped and pillaged, tried to shove Christianity down everyone's throat and slaughtered.
They couldn't hide it.
Yeah.
They fucking did it. Yeah. But it was a corporate takeover. It was the Spanish king The Vatican ordained Savoy Bourbon family, the royal family, Ferdinand and Isabella, that expelled the Moors the day before Columbus set sail. And then the Bourbon.
Explain the real Columbus. Like, what did we get wrong about Columbus? He was like a criminal, right? A slave trader or something?
Yeah. The District of Columbia. It's not a state, right? It's a district of Columbia.
Yeah.
The Knights of Columbus. Columbia Pictures.
Yes. Columbia Records.
Columbia Records. And the list goes on. So Columbus, wait a minute. You're Mexican. You know his real name. It's not Columbus. It's Cristobal Colon. Now let's stop a little bit, huh? And have some fun.
I'm Eddie Bravo, founder of 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu with over 150 schools and over 30,000 soldiers worldwide. Music has always been my deepest passion. Without that musical journey that I took, I probably wouldn't be here right now. I can't tell my music story without having my musical partner my whole life and best friend, Mr. James Watson.
I said, I want to be in a band no matter what. Oh, well, there it is. I got to move to Los Angeles. I said, I got to go to that place. If this California is supporting metal.
Me and James just started making music. Mastering the Metal, the story of James Watson and Eddie Bravo. Print and audiobook available now. So why do they change it? Okay, go ahead.
Cristobal Colon. So he was a Collins, which has a Jewish ancestry of the Cohens, the priest class, which becomes Collins. Remember I told you 3.5 years ago in Los Angeles when we did that podcast there on Tinfoil Hat with Sam Tripoli? Remember I told you
about
that
yes, you told me about Collins.
Yeah, that the Rockefellers don't run America. It's the Collins family. Yeah. Okay, so we've got where was I going?
You
okay.
Columbus, Collins, Cohen.
Yeah, Colin. They are the Bourbon family, the royal Spanish family that brought the Inquisition over to America. Hence, the Mexican flag is exactly the same as the Italian flag. Funny, but the Mexicans added the Italian Roman eagle, didn't they? Because you see, when the Vatican came over and corporately took over, the Jesuits took over the Americas, they put their precious Italian flag right in the middle of North America and South America, Mexico. Well, why would you do that? Now, why would the Vatican do that and bring the Spanish Inquisition over and kill a lot of Mayans and burn their buildings? And we've got a lot of questions to ask here now, haven't we? Because you see what... With all these resets, we don't know where we're up to, but it's going to be revealed. We're going to know. Man, we have free energy. All I want to do is for you and me, and the listeners, and everybody fucking else to be so happy, so healthy, so wealthy, wise, blissful, loving, free, self-determined, happy, content, satisfied. That's all I want. And the way I do it is with truth. I put a lot of passion and a lot of personality in it, and sometimes a bit of humor, sometimes anger. But I'll go down in history. If history says something complimentary about me, it will be that I was passionate about truth. Always have been. I don't like lies, man. I fucking hate lies.
Yeah.
There's only one thing wrong with everything. The lie. It's not evil. We're not we're not worried about evil. It's not even on the par with truth and the lie. That's where the real war is going. And we bring a special light to this world that the light doesn't recognize. Yeah, they look at us and hear us talking, thinking we're fools. You know, they have a chuckle. They think these guys they've been smoking too much DMT.
Now, so I'm preaching to the choir when I say we live in some kind of gigantic lake surrounded by an ice wall, correct? Are you I mean, you like for sure, right? So what do you, I'm assuming, I don't know for sure, I'm just speculating, but I'm assuming that there must be multiple lakes all over the place with hidden land outside of the ice ring shoreline of this Earth lake. You know, how do you, if that's true, if there's all these other lakes and we're just one little lake, Earth, and there's a bunch, what is that government like? Like there must be like, you know, minister of these lakes and governor of that lake. And then there must like other layers of like levels of government, right? Like, what do you think is going on? Like
everybody has enslaved someone weaker than them, but everyone is a slave. That's why I'm saying to the elite people, I'm saying to these families, the Collins families and the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, your gig's up. It's fucking up. You've been exposed. You're all pedivores. You're people traffickers. We know we're living in a pimpocracy. I've been saying that for 12 years. I went to Rome and said that in 2013.
Yeah. Did you say pimpocracy?
Pimpocracy. That's what pimps run the world. Pimps.
Wow, pimpocracy. That's the name of an album. You should put out an album called Pimpocracy.
well, when I did my syncretism tour in 2013, I spoke for 4 days in Florence, 2 days in Rome. I introduced that to the Italians there. In my sovereignty presentations, I called it a pimpocracia, and they loved it. They thought it was so funny, a pimpocracy.
So we're all prisoners, right? And the United States is probably the best minimum security prison on in this lake, right? And that's why everyone's trying to get to the United States, because in this prison they let us have guns and they let us talk shit. And the controllers are probably sick and tired of it and like, you know what, that was cute for a while. Take their fucking guns away, take them back, and shut them the hell up too. Take away their freedom of speech. But yeah, we're people think we're free, but we're not really that free, are we? We're not. We're kind of like those cows that are on giant, no. spaces where they have fences, and the cow will hit a fence, and the cow just turns around and just walks the other way. The cow has no idea it's trapped. It's kind of like what we're in, right? We're not really free.
You said it. That's why I'm here talking to you today. I would much rather be playing my guitar, I don't know, romancing the love of my life, which I don't have. What else would I rather be doing than having to do? I don't want to do this. It's unnatural for us to have to be getting the truth out.
Yeah.
It just should be. Come on, Rothschilds. Just fucking repent, because you've got your boss above you and he's fucking you right up the ass real good with a fucking 4x4 fence post wrapped in barbed wire. What, the Rothschilds were the richest family in the world, but are you the fucking happiest?
Yeah. And the Rothschilds are originally the Orsinis. They're the same thing. Red.
Yes. How so? See, this is where you need to understand languages. I'm a linguist. I speak in 8 languages. I can read and write the Hebrew language. I can do Aramaic. I can do Greek, ancient Greek. I can do Japanese, hiragana, kanji, and katakana. I love languages. So, what was the word?
Orsini.
Okay. Orsini is an anagram for Rossini. Duh. And what is Rossini? Well, Rossini is the most famous Italian name in history, for one. Or Rossi, really. Sorry, I'll correct that. It's like, we have the Jones and the Smiths.
Yes.
And the Browns. Okay.
Yes.
Now, in Italy, it's the Rossi, the Reds. So Orsini, little bear, Orso is a bear.
Yeah.
They have a bear on their scudo. Their house symbol, the symbol of their house, the house of Colonna. Who are we talking about?
Orsini.
The house of Orsini. Yeah. Who, by the way, the Orsini and the Colonna family, that's where I was getting at. The Collins, Columbus, Colonna. Were they the same two families that during the Renaissance and the conquest of the Americas, were they the two families, the Orsini and the Farnese? No, the Orsini and the Colonna, that were killing each other to be the popes? How many Orsinis have murdered Colonnas, and how many Colonnas have murdered Orsinis to become popes and cardinals and fucking top knobs?
That happened all the time? That happened all the time? They're just killing each other?
Dude, I think it was in the 1500s, a pope turned up and made a papal bull and forced these two families to intermarry, so that there would be no more bloodshed. Get your fucking act together. Why is the two most powerful historical Roman families, Colonna and Orsini? Yeah, Orsini. Why would they lust for power so much? Well, you see, they run the Holy See, the slave trade. We're bonded by the birth certificate. And no one needs this, man.
Yeah.
I go down here to San Cristobal, and I see poor people begging for money, man, here in Mexico. Mexico? Are you kidding? Poor people in fucking Mexico? Where are the gods? Where's fucking Quetzalcoatl? It's sad. But they're even sadder because they're rich and they're more unhappy than the Mexicans. I always see the Mexicans fucking smiling and laughing and singing and dancing. They're always laughing. They're always happy. Mexicans are fucking happy people, man. They've got this endogenous... They can tell that I'm 60 years old by my gray hair, right? That's how they know, and my grey beard. Otherwise, because here, the 60-year-old Mexicans, they've got black hair. I take after my mother's... If I took after my BONACCI side, my father, he had black hair till the day he died. But my mother, she went grey in her 30s. So I took on my mother's side, and I got the Santa Claus look.
I'm with you, man. My biological last name, Bravo, is my stepdad's last name. I was raised by my stepdad. And Cano is my biological father's last name. And Cano means gray hair. So I must have come from a gray hair clan in Chihuahua. So I had gray hair like when I was 19. I always dyed it.
Like I can fool Westerners sometimes. I can say I'm 55 and get away with it, right? And and play with Westerners and trick them. I can't trick a Mexican. I tried that. I think it was just yesterday. A girl asked me. She said, "What's your age? What's your real age?" And I said to her, 50. Nah, man. She said, "You look 60 or 65. You could even be 65." And then I said to her,
"Damn it,
you're a Gemini, aren't you?" And she goes, yeah, I'm a Gemini. And I said, yeah, you think you Geminis, you fucking work everything out. Like, you work things out, right? So she worked out that, where was I going? Oh, yeah.
You're 65.
Yeah, my age, yeah. She didn't buy that I was 50. But I fooled Westerners.
Hey, I don't know if I told you the story, and if I did, you stop me. But since we're talking about birthdays and astrology, when I was 21, I moved to Hollywood, and I was walking down Sunset Boulevard at night, getting ready to go to a club, and there was this hippie, dirty hippie, long hair. He was just like dirty, looked like a homeless guy. He was playing acoustic guitar right in front of the Roxy, and I had long hair too. I was like really into metal. So I had long hair with big hoop earrings, and I plucked my eyebrows. They got me hook, line, and sinker. But I was just looking for girls. You know, I did that for girls. I grew my hair out because it got you girls in the 80s. And I was walking past him, and my friend, who also had long blonde hair, he wore makeup and shit, he was like 20 yards behind me, and I walked past this homeless dude playing guitar, and he had this sign, and they had all the statistics on all the rainforest getting chopped down. So he was basically singing for the rainforest, right? So as I passed by him, I looked at him, and I thought, man, if he would just take a shower and comb his hair out, he can get some pussy. And right when I thought that, he comes up to me and goes, hey, if I guess your birthday, will you sit here and listen to me? And I said, okay. And he said, May 15th. And I was like, God damn. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. So I called my friend and go, John, come here. Like, that wasn't impressive. And I go, guess his birthday. Let me see you do that. John comes up and he looks right at him and he says, March 31st. And I was like, God damn, the odds that he could guess both of us right away. And like, how the fuck did he do that? Then he started talking about the rainforest and all that. And I didn't hear shit. It went in one ear, out the other. All I was thinking is, how the fuck did he do that? And at that point, I was like pretty atheist. It was my atheist phase. And that point turned me agnostic, because I'm like, damn, there's some shit we don't understand, because maybe like a spirit told them our birthdays, or maybe he could read our minds or something. Like it changed the course of my life, because at that point I thought, okay, there is some like spiritual kind of shit. And then later I did DMT and mushrooms, and I'm like, oh shit, there is other dimensions. How do you think he figured that? How did he guess both our birthdays? Some homeless dude.
Well, see, this is
I want that upper body clench. That's what I'm going after. With the underhook, looking for double underhooks. That's a juicy ass clench. Perfect double underhooks. You're on your side. Boom. That's all perfect. That's huge. In my game, for me, I'm like, I got this motherfucker. First fight in Abu Dhabi, 2003, against Gustavo Dantas. I got right in and got perfect double underhooks. I'm like, oh my God, I had him in a lockdown, perfect double underhook, really quick. He just gave it to me. I'm like, and I was just sitting there going, oh my God, he just gave it to me. That was just off a front headlock, 100%. Push into him. You want to smash him and then jump on that leg. You want to rush them so they don't have so they're off balance. You jump on that leg, you hook that leg, you're gonna take their back or put them in the truck. Either one. Does that make sense?
This is the thing, dude. Some people have got special gifts. Some days I wake up and I've got a podcast scheduled, and I wake up and I think, fuck, I'm just a fucking dumb cunt. You know, what do I know? What? But then when the podcast starts, I'm enthusiastic. Why? Well, because I forget that I'm a dumbass. You know, don't worry about who you are. It's not about you. I'm not a guru. It's not about you. It's about, are you talking the talk? Are you really giving people something of value? Really? Or are you just, there's so many charlatans, man.
Yeah. That guy was not a charlatan. That guy, there's no way he could have get. So
no.
Have you heard of that? Have you heard of that guy? His name is Bashar. He claims to speak like an alien speaks through him. Have you heard of this
Fucking
guy?
idiot. Yeah, he's a fucking idiot.
You know what he told me? Because I met him and I asked him about it. I told him about that story. I go, how did he guess my birthday and my friend's birthday? And Bashar said, oh, he loves so much. He has so much love in him that he actually became you for a second and knew because he was you, and he loves so much that he can be you and know you for like a flash. And that was the only explanation I ever got for how that guy was able to guess both our birthdays. So, but Bashar, you don't like Bashar?
Well, that's a good explanation. I just don't like it when he's fucking channeling and he's not man, that guy's intelligent. Why doesn't he just fucking stop with the acting?
Yeah.
You see, I never act.
Yeah.
I never act. I never entertain. I do some entertainment. I'm a performer.
Yeah.
Big difference. I've always been a performer.
Yeah.
When I perform, I can't be acting.
Yeah.
I have to perform.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't get paid.
That character that he plays, man, he has like good answers. Like when people ask him like questions of life, it seems like he's ready for answers. I did talk to him about I asked him, I go, about conspiracy theories. I was like 9/11. I go, is 9/11 an inside job? He didn't want to talk about conspiracy theories at all. He goes, well, I don't do conspiracy theories. He wanted to stay away from chemtrails and all that stuff. But it was interesting. He had an interesting answer for that one homeless guy. I mean, I don't know how the fuck he guessed both of them. You know what are the odds of guessing two birthdays or two like in a row on the spot? It's astronomical. It's astronomical getting both.
Yeah. Yes.
One of them is 1 in 365, right? Just guessing one. But two, damn, I don't know what those numbers are, but they got to be insane.
Well, here's the thing, brother. This is how special each one of us is, right? That guy there, what he can do, I can't do. I can't do that. I can't do that shit. Mm-hmm. But that guy can't do the syncretism that I do. And I can't do the jujitsu and mastery of your craft, man. Like you used to fight when you were in your prime, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You know what I mean? So you know, your Jedi spirit is a warrior, you know, and you're a truth warrior, man. I knew you were a good-hearted guy when I saw you on Joe Rogan about 7 years ago, and you mentioned my name to him.
I did. That's right. Like, what did I say? Do you remember?
Well, you said to research Eric Dubai and check out Santos BONACCI.
Yeah.
And I thought,
you were the first guy.
Myself,
and I told you this before too. You were the first guy to break down that how impossible it is that we're spinning in 4 different directions at ridiculous speeds. And I never ever thought of it that way because there's so many different flat Earth proofs, but that was brilliant, and I use it all the fucking time, dude. I use it all. I was just on Roseanne Barr's podcast. I was just on her podcast like a month ago, and she wanted to know about flat Earth. And did you notice that I used your shit?
yeah, dude, I saw that.
Oh, dude, I use that all the time.
Hey, tell Roseanne, tell her to get in touch with me.
I will. I'll get you on 100%. Oh, she would love you. She would love you.
You watch what happens if I get to get together with Roseanne Barr.
But you know what?
Kidding?
You know what though? I think she only does in studio guests. I don't know if she does. I don't think she does Zoom.
Doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
You planning on being in LA? You plan on being in LA at any time? Because if you're in LA, I'll get you on. Yeah, she's awesome. She's her son.
Yeah, but what I mean is just get her to contact me
okay. I will
give her my contact and say and show her my channel, and she'll get it. Okay. I know she'll get it. She'll love syncretism. She's going to be a great syncretist. You watch.
Oh man, flat Earth. She was like, she's like, I don't know. I kind of, I don't believe anything the government says. So maybe flat Earth and all that. What got her is what Hibbler always pushes when he's trying to convert people to flat Earth is because they always everybody asks, why would they lie? And then when you say they're hiding other lands. There's probably a whole shitload of lakes all over the fucking place. They don't want anybody to find that shit. And then when you tell people that, they're going like, oh shit, that makes sense. Of course, they're hiding shit. And that's when she turned right there. She turned right. She goes, oh my God, I get it now. I get it. Like, cause people want, they have to get it in their head. Like, why would they lie about that? And I mean, it's pretty, clear to me. They lie about everything. Why would they tell us where we are and where we come from and what the real story is? Why would they tell us that? You're not going to tell the slaves that. Tell the slaves what you want them to know.
I remember once in the early days, I was friends with a guy who came to Melbourne from New Zealand to film me, and one of those films he did got a lot of traction, a lot of views. Anyway, when I became a flat earther, this guy made videos against me, and he said Santos is now a new age teacher of the new flattest world order. That's what he called the video, the flattest world order. He's thinking that this is a psyop. This is like there's some joke played on mankind. Well, Santos Bonacci happens to have a lot of depth of knowledge, guys. Remember, I was bilingual when I was born. I was theological when I was 3 years old.
Really? As a child, your parents knew they had some.
Well, shortly after I was baptized a Catholic, my mother got a knock from the Jehovah's Witnesses, and she converted. And so I remember going to the meetings. I remember reading the Babylon the Great has fallen. Babylon the Great has fallen. Since I was 3, since I was 4, 5 years old, I've been waiting for Armageddon to come. I've been preaching it all my life. There's never been a time where I've never, ever. My last studio album, I called it Amazing Days in 2007. That's my last studio album. And in there's songs like Better Days, Amazing Days. That was 2007. That was the year I woke. I awakened and got syncretism. I released that album, and I had the Mayan calendar as the rosette of my guitar. So this is the Mayan calendar on the. You can Google it now. Santos Bonacci Amazing Days album, and you'll see that out, Hitler. Yeah. You'll see it. Amazing Days, Santos Bonacci.
Oh. Look at you, rock star. Oh shit.
Yeah, look at that. That's the Mayan calendar. You can see the guitar strings going through. Look at that. Amazing Days. Yeah. I knew back then.
That's awesome, man.
I knew 2012 was around the corner. Changes were coming. And look at this. Now I'm living in the Mayan land. Chiapas. I'm Mexican, dude. I've got my permanent residency.
What do you think the significance of the whole like Yucatan Peninsula, Cuba, Florida, that whole, every day is the same weather year round. It's always 89 degrees. It's always the same fucking thing. I've been to Cancun a lot over the last 3 years. We've been doing our jiu-jitsu shows in Cancun. I've been to Cancun probably like 10 times in the last 3 years. And now the weather, no matter when we go, the weather is exactly the same. There's going to be random rain showers, but it's going to be 88 degrees every goddamn day. And I had Dr. Narco Longo. He's an old world expert, but he's like specializes in Florida and the old world of Florida. But the whole area, like the whole, Cancun, Cuba, Florida, that whole area, it seems like it is like apparently Florida is the only place in the whole world where oranges grow wild or something. I don't know if that's true, but that's what Dr. Narco Longo said. It's got to be that the weather. It's like in this whole lake right there in that area, the weather just comes together. It's like some special little spot in this lake. What do you know anything about that?
What, in Mexico?
No, like why is it so like what makes that area so special between like Cancun, Cuba, and Florida? That whole Gulf of Mexico area right there just seems like there's a Dr. Narcolongo says that's where Atlantis was. Like he says Florida was Atlantis.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course. Of course.
Mexico.
Mexico.
So you're all in that. Yeah, so it's right there, right? Florida, Cuba, Mexico. It was a special place for millennia, it seems, right?
You of all people should know the names of many cities in Mexico end with Atlantis. Miacatlan, Tepoztlan. Miacatlan? Are you kidding? I went to Miacatlan. I stayed there.
Now Miacatlan, how is that Atlantis?
That's Atlantis.
Oh, okay. Okay. The lan part, right? Okay.
Atlan. Listen, Miacatlan. Catlan. Atlan.
Hell yeah.
I've seen hundreds of cities throughout Mexico, driving all through the south of Mexico. I've seen hundreds. I've been to Jalisco. I've been to Querétaro. My Mexican girlfriend was from Querétaro, Julieta, the goddess of my life. I mean,
you got to get her back, dude. She sounds special.
Yeah, well, if you go back to a year and a half ago, that's when we broke up. And you see the video, like she did my 58th birthday in Playa del Carmen, and she got mariachis there, and I've got a video on my channel. So if you go to my channel, put 58th birthday there, and you'll see Julieta there. You'll see how beautiful she is, man. Typical Mexican woman, you know, like really. She'd been following my channel for 10 years already anyway.
Oh, she was already a fan.
Yeah, okay. yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah.
So how did you meet her? At one of your seminars?
Well, she was hinting when she found out I was in Mazunte, she was starting to ask things like, do you have a girlfriend? And I didn't answer.
Oh, that means
I didn't.
Yeah. That means
I didn't answer.
It's on. Oh man, it's on.
Well,
it's always nice when they're forward like that, and that you don't have to like wonder, like, damn, she's making it easy.
See, here's the thing. I realized that she had like a good respect for me and liked me.
Astrologically, were you guys supposed to be good together, or was it bad?
Yeah, she's a triple Leo, and I've got a Leo ascendant.
Okay.
So my face, everything me looks like a lion. I roar I've got a voice. I'm a small man. I'm 5'6". I used to be 5'7", but I'm 5'6". I'm short, right? So, but where was I going?
Your girl, how you met your girl? Do you remember the first time?
Yeah, well, she's a triple Leo. Well, I avoided her coming to visit me when I was in Oaxaca, Mazunte. I evaded that, and then I went to Cancun, and she kept writing to me, and I thought, okay, well, I know she's a good girl. Wow, man, she adored me. She used to call me muñecote.
Like a big doll.
Yeah. And I would sort of laugh and say, "Come on, I'm an ugly old man, right?" And she'd be like, and she'd get upset. She was so polite, you know. She'd be, Santos, no. For me, you are a muñecote. And that's how she treated me. Unfortunately,
and how old was she? In her 30s?
No, she was 50.
Oh, she was 50. Okay.
Yeah, Julieta. Yeah, I was with her for about a year, but I can't tell you how many times she left my house crying and went to the Cancun airport to fly to Querétaro, I don't know, probably about 14, 15, 16 times.
What, from
I would
fights?
have,
Like you guys had arguments?
I was just abusive, brother. I didn't love myself. I didn't understand why I was abusing other people. I was abusing my mother when I was in Australia. I was abusing Hiromi, my first wife. I abused Violet, my girlfriend. She was such a sweetheart to me. She was such a good girl, you know. I abused her, you know. And then
You just get really jealous. You have a jealous streak, like a possessive streak.
No, I've only had 3 partners. So I had Hiromi, my wife, that ended in 2015. Then Violet came to Australia to be with me. And then Julieta, I've met here. I've only had 3 partners.
Wow.
Huh?
Wow, 3. Interesting.
Yeah, since 2007. I married Hiromi, my second wife, Japanese, basically to keep her in Australia, really. It wasn't a love marriage. I mean, she was working for me. I was street performing, and she was. I knew she was struggling, and I met her at a flamenco bar. She's a flamenco dancer. I'm a flamenco guitarist. I used to go to Canela Bar, the best freaking flamenco in Melbourne. If you're going to Melbourne, go to Canela Bar, guys. Wow. Magic flamenco. That's where Hiromi, my Japanese wife, and I met through flamenco. So she found out that I was street performing in Melbourne, and I realized that she needed a job. So I said, look, I'll give you $100 a day. All you have to do is just give people the CD and ask $20 for the CD. And she said, yeah, I can do that. In her Japanese. She's a beautiful girl, though, Hiromi. I was abusive. Hiromi used to freaking roll out, for 10 years that I've known her, she used to roll out a red carpet for me. Violet was the same. Violet was like, she used to serve me. She used to adore me. And Julieta, I mean, I've been blessed. My last 3 partners have been heaven sent, you know, like, I mean, they've helped me to. I started White Tantra with Hiromi. That's non-ejaculatory sex.
For all your 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu merchandise, please visit 10thplanetjj.com/shop. We also got a Look Into It t-shirt that just dropped. Thank you very much for your support.
That's a hard one.
No, it's so easy. It's so easy to ejaculate, to have your orgasms internally. You can then see, then what happens is, if you can control that, the duration of your sexual activity with your loved one lasts longer. And you have to do that, take that responsibility as a man to be able to hold your stuff in, because if you don't, you will never get the magic that comes from a woman who's having the highest level of orgasm, because only a woman can procreate, can give birth to life, and only a woman can harvest sexual energy. Generate it. Men cannot generate sexual energy.
Really?
They harvest.
I feel like I generate.
No, men are harvesting it from women. That's why you need a goddess. Yeah. You need a goddess, man. You know, you need to show, you know, you need to kiss your wife, and you need to pamper her, man. Like, you know, it's an eternal orgasm. It's a state of being. Yeah, it's called the perfect marriage. Watch the video, guys. Watch the video called Sex, the Secret Garden to Eden. Sex, the secret door to the Garden of Eden. There you go. I've been watching that since I discovered that in 27. And so I decided, I went from Black Tantra, which is ejaculation sex. I was with Hiromi then in 2007, and I discovered that video about non-ejaculating.
So what do you do? Like right before you are about to nut, you like stop think about football and like you hold it, or think about whatever, and you just hold it, right? You're not doing anything special. You're just like tightening up your urethra and you hold it like normal, right? You just don't ever ejaculate.
Well, for a start, when you're training, you have to start with the basics. There's two things. There's your breath and there's your perineum muscles. Your perineum, that's your feminine center. You see, when your anus, just
puckers.
You don't have to like agonize yourself. Relax. When you do that, and you have your tongue up against the palate, and you've got the perineum just lightly kissing there, you'll never ejaculate.
Wait a minute. So you're having sex, you're getting close. So you stick your tongue you smash your tongue up against the roof of your mouth, and then you pucker your butthole a little bit. And that's the technique. I want to know.
Yeah.
Shit. I think every man out there wants to know like how to prolong their sex, because I have premature ejaculation problems. I mean, I can't last, man. I think I just have just too many veins on my shaft. I bust quick. I'm not one of those guys that can go for an hour. I go for 10 to 15 minutes. That's it. That's all you're getting.
Okay. That's not good.
I know. It sucks. I'm ashamed of it.
The problem is it's immaturity. We've been taught the wrong sex, so don't worry. It's not just you; it's everyone. You're not a man sexually yet.
Damn. You know what I do to hold it back? I do have football techniques though. If I'm trying to hold it, and I'll look to the wall. I'll look to the wall and just start spelling the names of my favorite football players. And that makes my pre-ejaculation go down. Boom. It works. You start spelling out names. It can't be too complicated. You can't be spelling out Russian names or like Thai names. Your dick will just drop like a fucking sack of rocks. And you can't go like John Smith. That's too easy. But the two football players that I always spell out there, I'm a big Cleveland Browns fan, Webster Slaughter and Brian Brennan. Webster Slaughter's 84. Brian Brennan was 86. I'll say Webster Slaughter, 88, or I'm sorry, 84. And then I spell his name out. And the awe and slaughter, I have to think about that because that's not Smith. It's Flaughte. Once I get to the AUG, dude, my dick just starts going down. Boom. It works so well. And I don't even have to use new football players because those guys are like from 30 years ago. I don't have to get new players. Slaughter is the perfect word to spell when you're trying to hold it in.
Yeah. But Eddie, I can help you. I can teach you the techniques, but start with the basics.
What's the most basic thing that I have?
Bro, I can help you to find to become one with your wife, and to go. What you will have is you'll experience what's called the marriage of the bride to the Christ. Sex is very, very holy, dude. It's very, very holy. Okay,
I believe that.
So, yeah, man. So the man who ejaculates,
he's a loser.
He's basically the fluids from the seminal fluids come from the claustrum. It's also called the Santa Claustrum.
Oh shit!
Familiar?
Yes, Santa Claus.
Santa Claus
bringing them gifts.
It's right there. It's right there. At the North Pole, just sitting under the cerebrum, in between the cerebrum and the cerebellum. This is the claustrum, and it's secreting all the cerebrospinal fluids, and it goes down to your sacrum, and it becomes semen. But the man is supposed to fertilize himself, not the woman. So he's got to ejaculate. You'll always be a boy if you don't master this. You'll always be a boy because you have to experience an ejaculation. You have to fertilize yourself. And then you will never have a problem. I don't have a problem. Julieta, We practice. We didn't use no contraceptives and shit. Freaking none of that dumb.
You never busted. You never busted.
No, no. Julieta and I, we made beautiful romantic love. Like man.
Now, I had this student who was like really, really into tantric sex, which is similar to what you're talking about. And he said to practice, he goes, I wanted, like, everybody wants like sexual powers. So he said, when you masturbate, to like with your fingers, like cut off, like dig into your prostate and cut it off.
Yes.
And then when you have an orgasm, nothing will come out, and it'll come out inside of you or something like that.
Well, see, this is okay. Well, this is the sort of tip that these are the sort of techniques that I was going to teach you. That one, because
that's legit. That's legit.
Yeah. Oh well, in 2007, when I watched that video, Sex, the secret door to the Garden of Eden, and I realized that I shouldn't be ejaculating anymore. It took me 5 years where I practiced gray tantra, sometimes ejaculating, sometimes not. And I was with Hiromi then, and I was lucky because a Japanese woman is very, very supportive of your sexual style because they don't dominate. Hiromi was very, very submissive. She was a beautiful girl, Sagittarian, happy. I loved her. I broke her heart when I left her, like I broke her heart. And the same with Violet and Julieta. I broke their hearts. It's different now. I love myself. So I don't really think about having a partner, or I don't need one,
Okay.
But where was I going? I was going.
No, I was talking about the technique where you cut off when you ejaculate during masturbation. You cut off and nothing comes out. That I learned that it stops the ejaculate.
Yeah. So I used to do that.
And that's good.
Then, but of course that's
good.
Perfect. Number one, I should have mentioned that as the foundation before the breath and before the perineum.
Cut off, just straight up cut off the
Yeah. Just stick your fingers in there, right there in between the testes and the anus. Just block that canal. Don't let anything out, man.
Ooh,
because
that is good. I thought I was messing myself up. I tried it a few times. Like, I thought maybe I'm gonna like break something.
Nah, dude.
It's good because the ejaculate does come out, but it comes out inside of you, and then it's nutritious for you or something. Like, it's good for you.
It's no good for anybody outside of the body. Semen is no good outside of the body. You don't need to ejaculate. You do not need to ejaculate to reproduce. You don't need to.
No.
No. A small there's such a thing as a ghost, the Holy Ghost. It's a little breath. It's a pneumogastric gas that comes out of the penis, and there is sperm in that. That is how the Virgin Mary became pregnant, because it's speaking about something that is common, that happens commonly, very, very commonly. Not everybody has been ejaculating in history. The Tartarians never ejaculated.
They didn't?
Yeah. No, brother. No.
How do we know the Tartarians did?
Okay.
How do we know that?
Well, they used to have such a thing called seminaries. Semen.
Okay.
Why did the little boys get sent to the seminaries to learn to become priests? What the fuck do you have to know about semen to serve God? That's a difficult one.
You got to hold it in, right?
They would teach in Tartaria. They would teach the boys to be immortal. How the secret to immortality is this: the elixir of life is in you. This is the secret. This is it.
Tell me.
You ready?
Let's do it. Hell yeah. Let's go.
Well, I'm ready.
Tell me.
The secret to immortality is to teach young boys about sexuality in the seminaries, and that they're going to be aroused, and that's fine. They need to play with that energy. They can give it to it's preferable that, I mean, if you don't have a girl, it's preferable that you have a female, because you're going to generate magic. You're going to have everything that your heart desires, everything, and then you'll be immortal. And they taught those boys how to arouse themselves and have an orgasm, but never spill the seed. The moment you eat from the apple, the day you eat from it, you'll positively die. That apple is the ejaculation. Watch the video, Sex, the Secret Door to the Garden of Eden. The ejaculation is the apple.
Damn. I've been eating apples my whole life.
Yeah.
Shit.
And you've been withholding your full power from yourself by the fact that you haven't even once fertilized yourself.
No, I did. Like I said, I did do that. I did cut off my prostate. Like, I'd say I did that like maybe 10, 20 times. But I always felt like, what was that?
And did you have a controlled orgasm?
No, I did have an orgasm, just nothing came out.
Yeah, I know. But what I mean by a controlled orgasm is a sustained orgasm. Or did you just ping?
I don't know if it was sustained. It was just like an orgasm. It felt kind of weird because I was cutting off my prostate, but I wouldn't say it was longer. Or maybe it was a little longer, maybe a couple seconds.
It is longer, brother. It is, right? As long as you want it to be.
You know, the best thing about that, I'm going to be honest with you. The best thing about that is if I did that and I was in my bed, the great thing about it is I didn't have to get up and clean myself off. You know what I mean? I thought, you know what? I could just stay in bed and just, fucking go right to bed afterwards.
Look, blood and semen are what's called sacred fluids. And the nervous system fluid. That's why they vaccinate children, to damage them with formaldehyde and all of those other substances and toxic heavy metals in the vaccinations. Why? To go after the nervous system. You see, those are 3 of the 4 rivers in the Garden of Eden. Your blood, the Euphrates River, your urine, the Tigris, your saliva, what did I mention? So
we said Euphrates for blood, urine, Tigris or something. No, maybe I was wrong.
Yeah. The semen.
Saliva.
Then there's the semen. Yeah, and the
is that the
saliva.
Sea? Saliva is the sea.
Those are the 4 liquid systems in the body. What's
the first one? So it's blood, urine, saliva, and then semen. And now the saliva is the ocean, and what is semen? Is that like the Colorado River, or is that like whitewater rafting? What is?
I don't get what you're asking. I don't get.
No. You said blood was related to the Euphrates, right?
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
You were just saying that. Okay. I thought it had a direct correlation to a certain river.
Okay.
Why a river was named like the Euphrates it means blood in Egyptian language or whatever. That's what I thought you meant, but I was wrong.
You were right. The reason I didn't continue down that line is because not all the scholars that I've read, like Alvin Boyd Kuhn, James Pierce Morgan, Manly P. Hall, Thomas H. Burgoyne.
You say Manly P. Hall?
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
that's perfect. That's the urine guy.
He was a beautiful man. Manly P. Hall was a beautiful man.
Okay.
Where was I going?
You were talking about the 4 liquids that represent rivers.
Yeah, I learned these from them. From, I think it was Alvin Boyd Kuhn, but in Thomas H. Burgoyne, the rivers changed. So there's not always agreement in systems. And so that's why I've got 4 versions of the 12 apostles of Jesus, like Mars, Mark is Mars, Aries. Duh, no brainer. So astrologically, you can pick all the disciples and their names. Thomas means twin. Well, that's Gemini. He had to happen. He had to have one twin in there, didn't he? Just like the zodiac does. Thomas, yeah. Thomas Didymus, the twin. The 12 disciples, they are astrological archetypes.
Now, you studied a lot of great philosophers, and what about the mainstream philosophers like Sigmund Freud and like Carl Jung? Are those guys legit, or are they frauds?
Sigmund Freud is a fraud. He's got it in his name. He's an Einstein. He's a sellout.
Okay.
Forget Freud.
Okay, but wasn't Freud. Carl Jung one of his disciples or his students?
Carl Jung was an absolute genius.
Oh, no, he's good. Carl Jung is good. Okay.
A genius. He's not good. He's a fucking genius. He's beautiful.
Why did they let him become so famous? You would think they would just shut him down.
Because he's too intelligent. How did I get syncretism out to the world? I've got 300,000 subscribers now, which is not the true figures. I mean, just put a few zeros on.
But they're trying to shut you down, though. Don't they go after you and try to censor you? Have you been censored?
Well, since I uploaded the first podcast that you ever did on Ruckfin with me, today, and it's already got about 4,500 hits. I'm doing it in an attempt to get it shut down because I spoke of some very naughty things there.
You got a channel on Rumble? Because Rumble's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm on Rumble. I'm on BitChute, Odyssey.
Okay. If you ever wanted to get on Rockfin, I'll hook you up. If you want to get on Rockfin, let me know. They love you here.
I want to continue proving my Mexican
heritage.
Yeah, man. Yeah, good.
Play some Vicente Fernandez.
I don't know any.
Okay.
You're just gonna get this. It's called Moliendo Café.
Okay.
Moliendo Café. It's one of my all-time favorites. I've been playing it since I've got an album called Moliendo Café. I love this song. But I'm not even going to bother tuning this guitar, man, because although it's a Jose Ramirez, yes, the best flamenco brand in the history of history, I've always had the best flamenco guitars. I used to have a Jose Hernandez. I used to have a Domingo Esteso. And I used to have a Conde Hermanos. And now I have Jose Ramirez, the greatest of the greatest. So I'm not even going to bother tuning it because these strings are so old and that'll do.
Okay.
O la tarde languidece, nace la sombra, en la quietud los cafetales vuelven a sentir tristón canción de amor de la vieja molienda. En el letargo de la noche parece gemir. Yeah, I was going to sing that again. Now I've already forgotten what I was saying. How does it start again? Cuando la tarde languidece, renace las sombras, en la quietud los cafetales vuelven a sentir tristón canción de amor de la vieja molienda. En el tardo de la noche parece gemir una pena de amor y una tristeza. Lleva el Sambo Manuel en su amargura y pasa la noche Guns moliendo. Fuck that right up, didn't I? There's two versions, and I always trip myself up.
I bet you must have made Julieta melt singing Spanish songs there, right? That must have just got her female genitalia moist.
I hope so.
Are you kidding? Singing Spanish to a Mexican chick?
Well, yeah, I mean, she was a very, 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 very sexy woman. She was beautiful. She wouldn't let me say words like chinga, you know.
No bad words.
She was Julieta would be like.
When was the last time you had contact with her?
It was about 6 months ago. I had to ask her something.
So if you hit her up, she'll respond. She's not like
no, she won't.
She won't.
No, something happened. I don't know what's happened, but she told me, she wrote to me on WhatsApp and she said, don't write to me don't have any contact with me. I can't explain to you, she said, but something very strange is happening with my phone. So it's sort of, but
I think that means she's seeing somebody. I'll be honest with you.
I hope so, man.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, that's what that means.
I hope so.
Hey, that's life. That's life. You break up with someone. It could take a girl 30 minutes to find a new boyfriend. Girls are just getting hit with cock from all over the place. All over the place. They're ducking shit their whole life. They're parrying. They're using head movement, footwork. Guys aren't like that. Guys don't live that life. The only guys that live that life are celebrities, but normal guys don't go to work and have every girl hitting on them. You know what I mean? Girls, when they go to work, everybody's in on them. Everywhere they go, the taxi driver, the guy at the supermarket, everyone's trying to help them and hit. So we live in different worlds, different dimensions, you know? That's why women are generally more faithful than guys, because they can have any dick all they want. They've been getting thrown at them. They want something real. They don't want all this dick thrown at them. So they're more faithful generally. And guys are like, I never get pussy. Finally got pussy, got married. I never get pussy. And then now there's this other girl hitting on me. Like, damn, that never happens. Maybe I should hold on to this one just in case that doesn't work out, because shit, if that one doesn't work out, I might not find another girl for 6 months. You know, that's based on my data. That's how guys are. Guys are like, oh my God, another girl's hitting on me. I might not have that happen for another 2 years. So I better hold on to that one. I think guys cheat because it's hard to cheat. More guys would cheat, but it's hard for guys to cheat because it's very hard for guys to get women. It really is, unless you know you're on Tinder all day and you know you're at the gym all day. But we live in different worlds. Girls and guys are just opposites. We are not the same. You even look at it in the gay community. Gay dudes are just dudes. Gay dudes are just dudes that are gay. You know what I mean? Gay women, they're just women that are gay. And they lesbian relationships are very much like a woman type relate. They want one partner. Every now and then a lesbian couple, you know, they'll bring in another chick maybe on New Year's Eve, or maybe a dude. They go, oh, you know, for your birthday, we're going to bring in some dude. But guys that are gay, they're just guys. They don't have to put on a front. That's why gay dudes are having random sex in bathrooms and in locker rooms. They don't need to know anybody's names. Guys are just fucking savages. They're wild. That's the male gay community and the female gay community. Two different communities. They're not even the same.
But in the ideal world, though, for a guy, if he had his ultimate dream, there would be two components. He'd have his twin flame and goddess and freaking number one, and then he would also like to have a harem. You know, that'd be handy too.
Yeah. It's crazy how the Middle
East,
one,
Middle East. All you need is one harem.
Can you imagine if that's how that's probably how they think? They probably think like you're an asshole if you want multiple harems. Like your harem is mad at you because you have a side harem, like your side piece harem. Can you imagine that?
And by the way, all you guys who are thinking of having a harem, make sure that at least one of them is a Taurian. Yeah, that's
it's those countries.
You got to have a Taurian in your freaking harem, otherwise.
The neighboring countries of the countries that where harems are legal. Like they're like the neighboring countries where it's not legal. I bet a lot of the 18, 19, 20-year-old boys are like, they probably talk like, let's cross the border. And it's like their promised land is to move into this Arab country where harems are legal. You know what I mean? They're trying to cross the border. They're trying to get citizenship.
Hey, there
could be a movie about that, you know?
I had a good friend back in Melbourne, Ahmed, and he was Muslim. And he was a beautiful man from Morocco, very intelligent. He was into sovereignty. He was helping me a lot in the courts, when I was doing the courts and everything, Ahmed. And and he's got 4 wives. And in the Muslim faith, that's if he can provide for those women and they love him, that's how it works. It's something about the male nature. Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead, he's the most flirtatious of all the gods. Radharani, his consort, Krishna Radha, right? The yin and the yang, the black and the white, Krishna and Radha. Krishna's not freaking loyal to Radharani at all. He's playing around with Lakshmi, Saraswati, Parvati, Kali. If you're going to be playing with a freaking goddess, that's one you want to be playing with. Kali.
I saw this documentary about a certain village or area, territory in India where there's no women. Very few women. So the guys all get together and they get the best looking guy and they hunt down a woman, and they use the best looking guy and they all put their resources together to get the woman. But the woman knows if she accepts the guy's hand in marriage, she has to have sex with all his clan because there's not enough women. Have you heard about this? This is real.
No.
There's a documentary. No. There's no women. So the guys all get together. They get the best looking guy, the guy that's in shape. He gets the woman, but the woman knows she has to have sex with all these guys because, otherwise it ain't going to happen. That's insane.
In that case, I'll put advice out there. If you want a good wife, a loyal one, the best wives are Japanese. And guess what? There's 3 Japanese women to 1 man in Japan. And
really?
They're all cute. They're all like little dolls. I mean, Hiromi, my wife, she was a doll, a Japanese doll. And her daughter as well. Her daughter Chihiro. I mean, the perfect examples. I've had the best of Japanese wives. I've had a Japanese wife, and I've had Julieta, the best of Mexican. She is like her father. She loves her father so much that he would never say a word like chingon, or something like that. Yeah. His language is very, very sophisticated, gentleman. She loves her father. She got no daddy issues. And I got the best, man. I came to Mexico. I got the best freaking woman. I scored the best woman in Mexico from Querétaro. And guess what Querétaro means? It's a state, right? Just near DF, near Mexico City. Querétaro, I've been there with Julieta. Querétaro means, it's called the heart of Mexico. Querer What does querer mean?
A want?
To love, te quiero.
Yeah.
Querétaro, the heart of Mexico. Querétaro. You see, only a syncretist can.
Yeah.
It took me to teach Julieta that when I explained that to her, she goes, "Yeah, wow, yeah, of course, thank you."
Well, hopefully she breaks up with the guy she's with and goes back with you. That could easily happen. Now, changing gears here, what do you think is going to happen? Earlier, you said it's over for the Rothschilds, over for the international bankers / controllers / Illuminati / deep state, whatever you want to call them. Like with all this stuff that's going on in the Middle East, people ask me, "It's like, what do you think? Is it the end of the world?" I'm like, dude, if it is the end of the world, this is the way it would go, right? Israel fighting against the Middle East, like it's biblical, right? You know, if this is the end of the world, man, it's happening the way they talk about in the Bible, correct? Isn't it? What do you think is going to happen? I hope that this is the Great Awakening, and the threat of World War III is just part of the Great Awakening. Like we have to go to the precipice, you know, the edge to finally wake enough people up to save humanity. That's what I think's happening. But god damn, it's crazy. Because now there's the left and then the right? The left is now split. The left is half pro-Palestine, half pro-Israel. And then the right split. The right split is half pro-Palestine, half pro-Israel. So it's crazy how that left all agreed on everything. They were all on the same demon-ass shit. Now they're split. Like, what the fuck is going on, right? What do you think is happening?
Well, see, everything's a Ponzi scheme in this simulation. It's all a Ponzi scheme, and pimps run the scheme. Ponzi
And
scheme.
is there do you believe that eventually pimps will not run shit, and will good people? Is there any chance that good people run the world and the controllers are good people? Is that like, there's no way that's gonna happen, right?
Dude, we could have paradise on Earth by Aries of 2024.
Really?
Paradise on Earth, and we could
how do you
start
think that happens? How do you think that happens?
We could we could start that right now, you and I.
Okay, let's do it. Like, how do we do it?
Well, see, this is the magic that we have, man. Jesus said, "The kingdom of God is within you." So, being a Bonacci, you know, Fibonacci, the most famous mathematician of history, I like to put 1 and 1 together and get 2, you know?
Yeah.
So, where was I going?
What March 2024, there's a possibility that the world could be saved.
Yeah. Okay, so
much shit's going on with the Middle East, right?
So this is the apocalypse. Apocalypse in Greek means to unfold, to take the veil. See, Isis is the one who brags, the goddess of the universe, right? La Virgen de Guadalupe. I've always got her there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's Tonantzin. That's her real name, Tonantzin. I always have her. She's the best. The Mexican Madonna is the best. And I always have a Mexican cross. This one I got on the Caribbean by my good jeweler friend Moises in Puerto Morelos. This is Mexican. The cross has been a part of the Mexican culture for billions of years. That's
and the cross got hijacked, correct?
No. The only thing that happened was essentially the Vatican just found enough traitors in Mexico, like Montezuma and another governor of the tribes after they had their independence. The tribes started dividing, and then the Spanish started getting a foothold in this country, and that's the House of Bourbon, the Spanish royal family. And so what happened was there's been many conquests of Mexico. President Polk in 1549 stole a whole bunch of states of Mexico, right? So President Polk in 1849. So this is what he stole. He stole California, parts of Oregon, parts of Denver, Colorado, parts of Arizona, New Mexico, all the way up to Louisiana, Texas, Florida, and Santana, the president, not the cool Santana, the musician, Santana, he did a Montezuma. And basically, Mexico just gave away a whole bunch of land to the gringos. And the American military occupied Mexico City for 6 weeks in 1849. For 6 whole weeks. I wonder what treaties the U.S. Vatican-run Orsini family, Farnese family, I wonder what deal they did that day.
Man, it's you would think it'd be so hard to steal California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. Like, how many people? Like, how long did that like to take that over? It's so vast, and they're in wagons with horses. Like, how do they take over all that fucking? Like, what? I mean, how many people do you need? And wasn't that the Wild West? You're taking over all that land, and it's technically the Wild West. Like, how do you just one state? How do you take over Arizona's a desert, and it's fucking tremendous. That's just one state. Weird. I'd like to. That's crazy. Like how
the truth is out, Eddie. That's why when you ask the question, how do you know that it's the timing? It's the Gotterdammerung, it's the Armageddon, it's the twilight of the gods. Everything that rises, it must fall. Everything is cyclical. It's not linear.
Yeah,
we're not living.
So you have hope. You think sometime next year, it's going to be clear that it's the Great Awakening that's winning, not the Great Reset, right? You feel that? You feel it?
Hang on. I've got to get your page back there. Zoom. Okay. Sorry, brother. Okay. I was looking for the hang on to that question because I didn't hear you. I wasn't listening.
Okay.
I was looking for the video. All my friends on Facebook, go to my wall and scroll down 4 videos, and you will see an Indigenous man there speak for about 10 minutes. It's got English subtitles. You'll understand everything. In 10 minutes, in 10 minutes, that guy there, he sums up the whole fucking pinche mentira de la conquista de México. Eso no pasó. Es pura mentira. I
want to see that. Do you have a link? Hey, Hibbler, can you find that video real quick?
So only my Facebook friends can see it. It's on my Facebook wall, and you'll see the Indigenous man. And it's called, this is what it's called. It's from a Facebook site called Medicina Ancestral. Okay, ancestral medicine. And it's called, if you like the video, share it, The True Story. Can I play a little bit of him?
Yeah, for sure. You know how to share screen. Is this him right here? You could share screen. If you know how to share the screen, go ahead and share it.
Okay, I'm sharing.
You got to click the right buttons. Share screen. Okay, yeah, you're sharing. Oh, there it is. You just shared it. I can see it now. Medicina Ancestral, right there.
Yeah, what was I looking for? Oh, right there, Facebook. Okay, there he is. Sorry, man.
Okay.
Let's listen to this guy. Let's listen to this dude.
Can you blow it up?
Encubrimiento, ¿verdad? No fue descubrimiento. Tampoco descubrieron América, porque aquí no.
Not loud enough?
No, that's loud enough, but I don't see any of the. I mean, I speak Spanish and I can understand a lot of it, but there's no subtitles.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. But it was loud enough, right? Yeah.
It was loud enough, but the subtitles were a problem. There was no subtitles.
Okay, let's enlarge this thing. Let's go to full enlargement. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
I'm going to the start, and you can tell me whenever to stop. Yeah, 2 minutes, or you can watch the whole thing, whatever you want.
But what I said was, is there translation? Is there subtitles?
Yes, you'll see them.
Okay, press it then. Let's see it. Let's go.
No fue descubrimiento. Tampoco descubrieron América, porque aquí no se llamaba América.
Oh, no.
Y a decir, venimos y los descubrimos.
No, there's not, is there?
There's none. My audience, I got a bunch of white people that don't know any Spanish.
Oh my God. Someone has to translate this. I urge Mexicans. You know, Mexico is number 10 on my YouTube audience analytics of followers. Mexico has been in the top 10 for 6-7 years now.
Nice. So what does he say exactly? I'll go back and I'll find one with subtitles, but what is he saying in a nutshell?
He's going, there was no conquest of Mexico. There was no discovery. There was a covery. It was a cover-up. America wasn't discovered. It was covered up. They say Columbus discovered. Listen to the word. And Melbourne was founded in 1838. Melbourne, the city where I lived. Melbourne.
But in reality, it was always there.
Huh?
But in reality, it was always there. It's been there, right? Just like would you say that a lot of the cities in the western part of the United States were already there, and they, like, people, we repopulated the cities that were already there. We didn't create them, correct?
Yeah, they just came and founded the cities, like they found them.
They were already there.
They got some Freemasonry.
Like there was some kind of mud flood or some kind of electromagnetic apocalypse or something like that, right? Like there was definitely some kind of mass
yes, and
event. No.
Yes, and now that cycle is coming again. Did you see what happened to Acapulco 2 weeks ago?
Oh yeah, yeah. Do you think that was a man-made hurricane? Because I'm sure they're making hurricanes easily these days.
For sure, it was. How many hurricanes do you know of hit speeds of over 300 kilometers per hour?
Is that just like impossible?
Totally impossible. Totally.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know that much about hurricanes, but I do know that for a fact they've been trying to control the weather, and they have said, like even Lyndon B. Johnson said in the 60s, there's a speech. He says, those who control the weather control the world. So they were definitely trying to control the weather. Then you look at HARP, and then you look at all the chemtrails that they're spraying every day. Of course they're trying to control the weather. Of course. So why do you think they took out Acapulco? Same reason they took out Maui? They need to just take over that land?
I guess so. Or here in Mexico, I follow Jeff Berwick a lot and Max Egan, who are in Acapulco, right? So that Max Egan is an Australian like myself,
and he lived in Acapulco.
Yeah.
Oh,
the eye of the storm, brother, of the tornado went right at his house. He happened to be with Jason Brashears in Texas while his house was flying up into the wind.
Whoa.
And Jeff Berwick's house, he's a Canadian. He's a truther. He's a flat earther, and he holds an Acapulco. He's already exposed a lot of this, that it's obviously something supernatural. I made a video in Spanish, for the Mexicans called, I did a live on my channel. This is what it's called, guys. Share it with your Spanish friends. Mensaje de ánimo y amor por México y Acapulco, parte uno. And then I did the same thing, parte dos. There's 2 videos. And you know what I did, Eddie? You're going to be really happy with what I did. I added in the first video, I added that indigenous man speaking about the conquest of Mexico. So basically, I took advantage of this unnatural hurricane
to spread the message of that one Indian guy.
Yeah, man.
Perfect.
Mexicans have been duped. One thing that guy kept repeating is history was written for the colonists. The true history of Mexico is not taught in school. It's taught to the colonizers. That's the history that you think about Mexico. It's all bullshit. Mexico was like Teotihuacan, which I visited and did a live. The greatest pyramid on earth. I was standing on top doing a live. That was called the Road to the Gods. Yeah, I don't remember anyone in history actually explaining that when you get to the end of the road that makes you a god, there are 12 pyramids in front of the Pyramid of the Moon. And here I am. I'm sitting in the middle and I'm filming around and I'm saying, dude, this is astrological. There's Aries, Taurus, Gemini pyramid. And then there was the Road for the Gods, which is the solstice of June the 21st, Cancer. And then, see, you've got Cancer, Leo, Virgo, the summer months. And I showed you this. I've never seen it. Man, I've seen it, read books about Teotihuacan since I was 12. I've freaking watched every documentary of all the insights to what the pyramids could be and everything. And here I am, 3.5 years ago, when I first came to Mexico, I saw it straight away. And I went to all these pyramids and I was counting all the steps, 9 steps. 21 steps, 92 steps, Chichen Itza. It's all astrology, man. If you don't know astrology, you really don't know anything. It's the most noble and holy of all sciences.
What do you think about people that say that, because we think of 12 as like a sacred number, 12 apostles, 12 astrological signs. There's a lot of 12s. But there's this one guy that say it's actually 13 because it's the 12 apostles plus Jesus. So it's actually 13. And our 365-day year is actually, it should be 13 months of 28 days plus 1 day of resurrection, April 1st. And that we should have 13 months. So it's not 12. It's like 13 is the actual sacred number, and that's the significance of 13. What do you think about that? Like the other calendar, 13 months, and that like October means oct means 8, but it's the 10th month. Something's wrong. September means 7, right? But it's the 9th month. And then December means 10, but it's the 12th month. So this guy's saying that's all wrong. It's all to deceive you and get your rhythms, your astrological rhythms off. It's really, we should have 13 months, 28 days each, plus 1 day of resurrection, which is April 1st. That's the beginning of April 1st is the beginning. That's the one. Do you find that there's truth to that at all?
Absolutely, there is. Absolutely. The tropical system of astrology is the true and most holy system. And it's the one that I teach based on the sine wave, based on the Taurus field, based on all truth. on the flat Earth atomic model that I've always used the Ptolemaic model, always. Even when I was
so it is 13 months at 28 days, right? Because the moon cycles at 28 days, so that makes sense. Like that the moon actually keeps track of the months, right? And the sun keeps track of the day, and it's just like a perfect like sky clock, just like David Weiss always says, right? That makes sense, right? And that they made 13 bad. Like 13 is actually good, but they made it bad because they just want to confuse people or something like that. Makes sense to me.
Yeah. No. It's Eddie, rest assured, okay? I would recommend for you, my brother, I would recommend you watch more of my presentations on the Taurus field, all is atom.
Okay. Send me a link. Send me a link to your most recent one. I want the newest one on syncretism. I want to refresh myself on that.
Yeah, okay, I will. I'll do that. But apart from that, where was I going?
We were talking about 13 as the sacred number.
Oh, okay. So everything is perfect as it is. Everything is perfect as it is. We don't need to change anything. Nothing needs to be changed. We don't have to curse Pope Gregory in 1588, who changed the Julian JC, Julius Caesar, Jesus Christ calendar. JC. You see, there's a guy called Francesco Carrotta, and he's been teaching. He's a very, very famous historian in Italy, and he's making videos proving that Jesus Christ historically was none other than Julius Caesar. Yeah.
Really?
They both, of course, there was no historical Jesus, brother.
Really?
Jesus is you. Jesus is you. It's what's written in the scriptures is the story about you. It's a script. That's why you read scripture. It's all a script, brother. You are Jesus. It's you. And you'll become Christ Jesus when you are christened. You have to ferment yourself. Fertilize yourself. You have to do this more. And especially with your woman, because the higher you bring her to ecstasy, the more you can harvest true sexual energy that they generate. They're the generators. Men don't got it. That's why sodomy is, well, it's for men, isn't it? You don't talk about sodomy as, you don't really call it sodomy, anal sex, I guess, as much with women than you do with men. It's a man thing, right?
There's a lot of girls that like it, though. There's a lot.
No, I know, but we don't call it sodomy. We just say she likes anal sex.
Yeah, she likes
because see, women, men should never penetrate. Men should not be penetrated.
I believe that.
We should not be penetrated. We are the givers. The woman is
a penetratee.
Penetrated. Look at the word penis, penetrate. So, but the man has to be disciplined. You have to be St. George, and you have to slay the demons. There's a lot of demons of lust that come when you're practicing. It took me 5 years. Like I said, I watched the video Sex, the Door to Eden. In 2007, I remember I went to Sydney to go street performing. I went to Sydney to live at Bondi Junction, most famous beach in Australia, at my cousin's. I lived there for about 6 months. And I remember preaching to everybody, watch this video, sex. And that was pretty much the first year that's when I released my last studio album, Amazing Days. And I was in Sydney, and I decided that eventually I was going to be practicing that kind of sex. Why? Because when I got married to Hiromi, I wasn't, it was 2007. So I wasn't thinking about tantric sex, anything like that. But then that came. So Hiromi knows that I was in the gray period. You know, sometimes yes, sometimes no. And where was I going? So, yeah, so the immortality factor, what happened when the Jesuits penetrated the seminaries is they started sodomizing the boys and teaching them to ejaculate. So they lost their Jedi immortality. Now, guys like Bruce Lee come along every once in a while, and they're just like that guy who guessed the birthdays, that street guy who guessed your two birthdays. There's these freaks that come along, you know. Where was it going?
You were going with Bruce Lee. You were talking about Bruce Lee. Every now and then there's a special person that comes along, and you're talking about the tantric sex. The Romans sodomized the boys and made them ejaculate.
Yeah. Okay, so they stole the innocence of the children, and they're still doing it.
Yeah,
it's deliberate, and it makes obedient slaves, and they have loose energy, and they're stealing their soul because these are vampires. We have two kinds of people on the earth. Period. There's only two kinds: the Khazarian, Nephilim, reptilian, draconian, cannibal vampires. Hollywood, hello. Farnese's, hello. And then you've got, so the children of Cain, the Canaanites, the cannibals, and then you've got God's children, the vegetarians, because you see, when God made Adam and Eve, he said, you can eat the fruit and the herbs, okay? You see, because when Ford Motor Cars makes a diesel car, they always give you a little book in the glove compartment, don't they? It's called the manual, yeah?
The manual, yes.
Yeah, you need to read the manual, you see, because if you go to the gas station and you've got a diesel car and you put standard unleaded gasoline in there, well, guess what? You blow up your motor. So, you see, God did not favor Cain, the cannibal, because he was eating flesh. He was a cannibal. It's a vampire bloodline. And they've been dominating for a long time, but they've been exposed. It's game over.
It's good to hear, though. I like hearing that. Roseanne Barr said the same thing, too, because I asked her on the podcast. I go, what do you think? Is it over? And what she said, she goes, she actually said, I go, what do you think is going to happen? You think it's the end of the world, World War III? And she goes, I think it's over. And I thought she meant it was over for us. Like, we're done. I'm like, oh my God, Roseanne Barr, she was so deep in Hollywood. She even thinks it's over. I'm like, oh my God. And she goes, no, you didn't understand what I meant. I meant it's over for them. It's over for the darkness. I'm like, oh, thank God. Thank God. Because she knows a lot, man. Roseanne Barr, she was deep in Hollywood. She saw some crazy shit. And she said she was MK Ultra. She says that she had split personalities and everything. She went through it all.
Yep.
She's a great person. I love her. She has a lot of courage for coming out. She don't even care. She's going out with her boots on.
Huh?
She's going out with her boots on. You know what I mean?
Oh.
She's going out gunslinging.
Mm.
So what's next for you, Santos? What's the next mission for you? What do you got going on? You got events going on? You got big seminars?
No. To be honest, brother, I'd love to finally have a rest.
Pass the baton?
Rest. Huh?
Pass the baton to someone else?
No. I'm always going to be here for syncretism. I'll never turn my back on syncretism. I will never do that. That's a promise I've always made. But I really want to be a hermit. and I want to heal my gut. We need to heal our guts, guys. If you want to have endogenous DMT flowing through you all the time, you got to get rid of all the parasites in your gut. It's the small.
Are you taking fenbendazole and ivermectin and all that?
Go to my channel, watch the live that I did, how to stay healthy, made simple, and watch what I did. See what I did, mate. I'm skinny at the moment. I'm not my full weight eating weight because I'm not eating. I can't be fucking bothered. I'm having bits of pineapple and bananas here and there. I'm living off Purium smoothies. I'm going to give Purium a plug here too, guys. Go to my website and sign up. Trust me. Watch that video that I did. I've been, living on berries and watermelons and stuff. And all this eating and pooing that we do, it's all fucking bullshit. We don't need to eat so fucking much. We don't need 3-course meals.
No, I believe that too. I'm into, I try to eat one meal a day. I try to, and I don't eat, I work out on an empty stomach. While I'm on my fast, I'm taking charcoal pills to a detox. So every day I'm fasting, taking charcoal while I'm fasting, and then I'll have one meal a day, like around 3, 4, 5 o'clock. And working out on an empty stomach changed my life. I have so much more energy. When I have nothing, when I have nothing in my system, I have way more energy. I used to equate hunger with weakness. Now I equate hunger with strength. It's all in your head. Like when you get hungry, you're like, oh my God, I before I work out, I feel a little hungry. I need energy. I need to eat, right? I need energy. But no, it's total bullshit. That's a mind fuck.
Dude,
when you're hungry, you're cleaning your body out.
Dude, that's when you're healing, when you're hungry.
Exactly.
Listen, all this fucking eating and pooing, it's all for you to fucking be sitting on a fucking toilet and wiping your fucking ass all day long.
Yeah.
I'm sick of fucking wiping my ass.
Yeah. I feel
I don't like it.
Yeah, especially when it takes 30 times. You know what I mean? Like, damn, it didn't all come out at once.
Entre. So Mario, my assistant, Mario is here. Hola, Mario. Mete la luz, enciende la luz y acabo aquí con mi live. So I guess we better round it off and close off
All
here.
All right, Santos. Thank you very much for taking the time and discussing the latest in your realm.
Wait a minute. Can't we finish on a better note than bum wiping?
Okay. One final thought. Let's close it. How do you want to close this?
Yeah, thanks. So, all right, guys. Well, how I'd love to close this is because I love Eddie so much. And by the way, you're looking really, really good, really healthy. How old are you?
50,
how old are you?
53.
Yeah, you are looking healthy, energized.
Thank you. I
appreciate
that. I've been fasting for the last 6 months, and it's made a big difference in my energy level for sure.
Yeah, you have a cleaner look. You've got a cleaner look, dude.
Thank you.
You're cleaner. Yeah. Yep, you are. Okay, so what I want to finish off with? All I want to say is, hey, guys, let's be free. Let's be happy. Let's be almighty in power, but never abuse your power. God will never restore your lost magical powers. Never will they be restored to you unless you deserve. It's a meritocracy, guys. You earn it. If you want to be powerful, not strong. I'm not talking about. See, I don't care about. I love being skinny because I look like a philosopher. I don't like the muscly look. I'm not. I don't even like that on women. No. I like flaccid. I'm very fussy. But anyway,
I get it.
But I'm strong. Like I am made of iron. No one could ever beat me in an arm wrestle, ever. I've never been beaten in an arm wrestle. So now they would, because I'm way skinny. I used to walk on my hands. I used to walk downstairs on my hands. You'll see on my Facebook, I've got a photo of me walking downstairs, down Ayers Rock in the desert, walking on my hands, where many people have plunged to their death.
Wow.
Just walking and holding onto the rail, climbing Ayers Rock, the biggest rock in the world. Here I am, walking on my hands.
Were you a gymnast growing up? Were you a gymnast?
Oh yeah, man. Aries,
okay.
Leo rising. Aries are sports. The best racehorses of history. Man of War, Secretariat, all Aries horses, all Aries.
Beautiful.
The best, Aries.
And Aries is from what part of March to like April? What is the timeline?
The equinox, the 21st of March to the 21st of April. My birthday is the 24th, which was the true old New Year's Eve, which started the year in Aries, not the goat of the Freemasons, but the lamb of the Tartarians, yes, called Baromet's. Now the Freemasons have Baphomet, the goat. The Tartarians had the Lamb of God. That was Christ's kingdom that was destroyed by the Khazarians and their goat worship. And so that's why they call them April Fools. And that is the true calendar. That's why September is September, because it is the 7th astrological month, Libra.
Yeah.
Nothing needs to be fixed. It's not broken. The calendar is not broken. It's all good. Leave it. I've proven it. I've gone through every date of the calendar, shown all the holy days, interrelated them with every culture in history, and proven that everything holy is done along the ecliptic. I am an ecliptic scientist. That's what I do. It's all about the wave of the ecliptic. The wave goes up to Cancer, Tropic of Cancer, summer, hot. The wave goes down to the Tropic of Capricorn, winter, cold. Cyclical. Everything is cyclical. Nothing is linear. We're already in the paradise. Just live in the paradise. Be free, be happy, be wealthy, be powerful, and be respectful and honorable and honest, because then you'll get more power. The more you meditate and go within in the stillness, the more you'll find that there's something waiting for you there, a little gift. It's called power.
Santos,
okay, guys.
You're an awesome person. What is your website? Where can my people reach you or find you and learn more about you?
So, Mr. Astrotheology, one word, Mr. Astrotheology. Mr. Astrotheology. That's the best place for you to be spending 2 hours every day, people. I mean it. I mean it. There's no one else, not in history, that has given us such a simple, perfect, all-encompassing, comprehensive, exhaustive, true-based science system. It's syncretism.
Beautiful,
it's
Santos.
Okay,
love you,
brother.
man. Thank you for joining us, and we're gonna do part 3 again. I got another next part. I want to know who's more powerful, the Freemasons or the Zionists. That's the next question, next episode. Thank you, dude. Have a good night.
Hang on, what's the number of this episode?
I don't know. I'm not sure, because we have like 4 other episodes that I'm not sure exactly, but you know what? We're probably just gonna drop this one right away. We'll probably just drop this Friday. We'll probably drop this Friday, and if we do, it'll be episode 84.
And can you deliver it to me for my channel sooner rather than later? Like,
absolutely, I'll have Hibbler send you a copy,
and I can upload it straight away.
Can you wait a while? Because
I'll wait
contract.
3 months.
Just wait like a couple
4
weeks.
months?
Yeah, like a month.
A couple of weeks.
Okay, beautiful.
I'll wait 2 months. I promise you.
Dude, you're awesome, man. I love this. This was probably my favorite podcast of all time. Thank you.
Well, I was number 1.
Hey, this one's gonna break the record. I know it.
Yeah, you made me number 1, dude. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Have a good night.
Take care, brother.
History is written by the victors.
Visit OWOfilm.com for more information.
The Jiu-Jitsu Dojo is the ultimate training ground for life. Jiu-Jitsu will accelerate the evolution of your being, your consciousness, your soul. Through this amazing art, you will prove to yourself that you can master anything you set your mind to.
Happy birthday, Eddie Bravo!
I leave for Brazil tomorrow.
Are you the Fear Factor guy?
I'm like 6 pounds over. Time to sweat it out.
Just imagine someone that has no idea how different your game is.
I'll tell you what this weekend was, man. It was a culmination point where all your hard work comes to like one great moment in time. You showed that you're a fucking champion, guy who goes against convention. You created your own shit and figured interesting ways to get around problems in jiu-jitsu. And shows you that great things are possible if you work hard, if you dedicate yourself, and you use your creativity, and you push through. Your own human potential just goes up.
My 10th Planet Association has grown rapidly to over 70 academies worldwide, and their curriculums are all synced to 10th Planet headquarters located in downtown Los Angeles. I'm Eddie Bravo. I hope to see you on the mats.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake.